Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Circuit of the America weekend races for Truck, Xfinity and Cup. But before we get into that, apologize for my voice if it may sound a bit wheezy or weird or something. I'm a bit ill. It's not COVID or anything, so don't worry. But I'm a bit sick as of right now. But here is the weekend schedule for the next race, which is Richmond Raceway. I cannot speak. Oh my god. I think this is I think this is the season opener for the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. So that'll be on April Fool's Day on April 1st. That's just the times there. I wouldn't really get into it, but it's on their TV, so it doesn't really matter. Saturday, April 2nd is where we want to mainly focus on. We have the Xfinity practice and qualifying at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and then the Cup Series practice and qualifying at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time and 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. And the Xfinity Series race will be on 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the running of the Toyota Care 250. And on Sunday, April 3rd, it will be the Cup race at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the running of the Toyota Owners 400. So there'll be a lot of Toyota stuff plastered around the racetrack. But let's now get on to the results of the Cup races for the Trucks Xfinity Cup races. So first off, a Truck Series, and that was won by Zane Smith, the first driver, to my knowledge, I think as of right now in this season, who has gotten multiple wins in the Truck Series. Second place to him was John Hunter Nemechek, then Kyle Busch, Ben Rhodes, Chandler Smith, Christian Eckes, Tyler Ankrum, Carson Hocevar, Stuart Friesen, and Grant Enfinger ran out the top 10. Then Lawless Allen, Derek Kraus, Matt Crafton, Kaz Grala, Chris Wright, Chase Purdy, Tanner Gray, Tate Fogelman, Parker Kligerman, and Brad Perez ran out the top 20. So a total of 3 drivers failed to qualify: John Atwell, Tyler Hill, and Samuel Lacomte. I think that's how you say his last name, but I might be wrong. To the rear, many drivers went to the rear. Our pole sitter, Sheldon Creed, went to the rear, including John Hunter Nemechek, Chris Wright, Kaz Grala, Matt Crafton, Logan Burden, Lawrence Allen, Jack Wood, Blaine Perkins, Tate Fogelman, Brad Perez, Will Rogers, Matt Jasko, and Matt DiBenedetto all went to the rear due to unapproved adjustments. So, firstly, lap 1, also myself and I think it was Taylor Gray? I can't remember, I should have put it down. He says Gray. So, I think it was Taylor Gray, I might be wrong. They spin off in turn 11. Very hectic first lap, I'll be honest. But I think Self made contact with someone, so he just spun out and everything. Lap 2, Sheldon Creed retires from the race due to a mechanical failure, so only 2 laps, and he's already out. Lap 12, Zane Smith wins stage 1. Lap 20, Matt Crafton gets hit by Chase Purdy entering turn 19. There was a little bit of a rivalry going on between Crafton and Purdy. I think later on, I can't remember what lap it was. It was lap 43, they made contact again, and this time Chase Purdy got the worst end of it. Lap 23, John Hunter Nemechek is penalized due to uncontrolled tire. Lap 26, Zane Smith wins stage 2. Lap 34, Zane Smith gets spun out by Christian Eckes in turn 1. Chris Wright spins to avoid. Lap 43 was basically the spinning lap, because a total of 3 drivers spun out. Chris Wright spun in turn 1. The aforementioned Chase Purdy spun out in turn 3, and Kaz Grala spun out in turn 4 after contact with Howard. And lap 45, I'm going to put this on screen. Alex Bowman, Stuart Friesen, Kyle Busch, they collide into turn 11. Basically, what happened was, so Kyle Busch was obviously, looking to turn 11. Stuart Friesen was right alongside him, and at the end of it, it was Alex Bowman who dived down, basically only dived down to the inside and fucked all 3 of them, and Zane Smith just zipped by all 3 of them. have a bonehead move by Bowman, who was racing for Spire Motorsports for this race, and it's pretty. I generally don't know why he would do that, but he did it either way. Bit of a bonehead move. I will just wait it until like the back stretch, because obviously it's a very long stretch into turn 12, and I don't know. He was just very aggressive in the last lap, and I mean, especially around COTA, which is, you can see right here, 3.41 miles, miles of paved, and the total race length was 156 miles. So I think he would have had a lot of time to plan his move and to pass Kyle Busch very clearly, and Stu Friesen as well. But kind of a bonehead move by Bowman, and as you can see as well, Bowman got the worst of it. He's not even in the top 20, so he kind of got the punishment that he needed. So lap 46, Zane Smith wins the XPEL 225. So that will be his second race win, and it was his second race win with Front Row Motorsports after moving there during the off season. God, I am incredibly sick. Let's not move on to the Xfinity series, and not a lot of stuff really happened there, but that was won by AJ Allmendinger, the road course ringer himself. He did a very good job on the race. Second place to him, Austin Hills and Cole Custer, Noah Gregson, Sam Mayer, Maya Snyder, Brent Moffat, Jade Buford, Miguel Paludo, and Sheldon Cree ran out the top 10. Ryan Sieg, Parker Kligerman, Anthony Alfredo, Preston Pardas, Ty Gibbs, Sage Karen, Ross Chastain, Brennan Jones, Parker Chase, and Brandon Brown ran out the top 20. A total of 4 drivers failed to qualify. Brendan Poole, Gar Robinson for Jimmy Means Racing, Josh Williams, and Jesse Awuji. Those are the 4 drivers who failed to qualify for this race. And I just remember that I forgot to show the top 20 drivers for the Truck Series, and here they are. Just a little scan there. That's Alex Bowman down 25th, and Haley Lee Deegan is continuing her very bad season. Anyways, Xfinity. Let's get back onto that. Shout out as well to the DGM Racing drivers, which was Preston Pardas, Ross Chastain, and Alex LeBay. Those 3 drivers actually wait, was it? Wait, yeah. Sorry, I just had a mind blank. Those 2 drivers actually qualified inside of the top 10, and Ross Chastain was the best qualifier, as he I think qualified second place. Yeah, yes, he qualified second place in the DGM Racing equipment, which is really good. Cole Custer obviously finished third and started third place as well, so he's definitely a very good driver in the Xfinity series, and S's green light is just they're definitely a lot better than last year with the Elias Stewart Haas race. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling now about the teams. Let's just move on to I've only listed 4 stuff in my notes here. We have lap 14, which is when AJ Allmendinger won stage 1. We have lap 30 when Sam Mayer won stage 2, and the one which I'm going to show on screen, which is lap 41. It was like the only big thing which has happened. Ross Chastain spun out of turn 1 by Landon Castle. There was basically a lot of spins during the weekend across all 3 divisions. So I couldn't really be bothered to really mention them, but I mean this was I guess the biggest one because Chastain was in front. He was in the front pack, and I think I think he was like second or third place when he spun out. So bit of a bummer there for Chastain. Could have gotten DGM's Racing's first ever win, but obviously Landon Castle had other ideas and decided to. It was on accident. He didn't mean to spin Chastain out on turn 1, but he did either way. A bit unlucky there for Chastain, and I mean Castle had a really crap weekend either way. In lap 46, AJ Allmendinger wins the Pit Boss 250 while Josh Bilicki crashes off turn 20. I think there was something about, I think it was Brandon Jones. I think he tweeted out something after the race about Brandon Jones and how like he basically runs like 20th place in top Joe Gibbs racing equipment, which I mean makes sense. I mean Brandon Jones is a very mediocre driver, so I still don't know how the hell is in Joe Gibbs racing equipment only because sponsorship and everything. So he's not that great of a driver, but we just have to deal with it in the meantime. So move on to the other drivers who finished outside of the top 20. We got Daniel Hemrick who finished 25th, Riley Herbst 26th, Josh Berry 27th. There's Bubba Wallace who was driving the Joe Gibbs Racing number 18 car. He finished 28th. Got Landon Castle 31st, Justin Allgaier 34th, there's Josh Bilicki 35th, and then there's Alex LeBay in 36th. Those are the, I guess, like the top notable drivers, I guess, who finished outside of the top 20. Let's now move on to the Cup Series and a little more mayhem here. And we now have another first-time winner in the Cup Series. It's Ross Chastain getting his first career win and continuing the streak of drivers under the age of 30 getting wins. I think it's the fifth race or sixth race in a row. I can't remember, to be honest, but well, it's sixth race. There it is. So sixth race of the season, and and Ross Chastain obviously below the age of 30. That streak continues. Behind Ross Chastain, got Alex Bowman, then Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., Austin Cindric, Eric Jones, and Austin Dillon ran out the top 10. Kevin Harvick, William Byron, Michael McDowell, Brad Keselowski, who actually had a very severe penalty during the week. I think it was 100 points being doxed and 10 playoff points also being doxed or taken away from. So he's like down like in 30-something place because of the penalty. And you know, NASCAR wasn't lying about they were going to hand out very harsh penalties. So that definitely scared a lot of teams. And anyways, the 15th place we got Justin Haley, then Todd Gilliland, Harrison Burton, Denny Hamlin, Eric Almirola, and Ty Dillon ran out the top 20. No one failed to qualify probably because it was a full grid. To the rear, plenty of drivers actually went to the rear. Joey Hand, AJ Allmendinger, Loris Hezemans, Michael McDowell, Eric Jones, Boris Said, and Josh Bilicki all went to the rear due to unapproved adjustments. Andy Lally went to the rear due to multiple tech failures, and he also had to do a I think it was a pass through on pit road, I think on the restart or stop and go. I can't remember something about pit road. I know that. Well, a lot of stuff actually happened during the race. Surprisingly, lap 10, Kyle Busch gets spun out by Chase Elliott, I think in turn 1. I mean, it's not really rivalry. I mean, I remember like in, what was it, 2020? I think 2020, yeah, 2020 when Elliott got spun out by Kyle Busch in Darlington, like one of the first races back after lockdown. So that was interesting. Lap 15, Daniel Suarez went stage 1, which basically shows a lot better improvement for Trackhouse. Lap 18, on the restart, Suarez gets spun out in turn 1 with a flat left front tire, while Larson also spun out as well. Lap 27 to 28 got some penalties for speeding first. So it was LaJoy on lap 27, then on lap 28 it was Byron. Lap 30, Denny Hamlin wins stage 2. Finally, something good is happening in his campaign for 2022. Lap 31, Ty Dillon is penalized for improper fueling. Lap 34, lap 34, Joey Hand spins in turn 1 after contact from Almirola. Cindric also spins. Lap 44, Wallace loses a tire on lap 17. This was pretty interesting. What I noted here, lap 57, NASCAR withdraws a penalty for which was to Chase Briscoe. I think he got forced out of the track, and NASCAR for some reason gave him a penalty, even though he got. I'm going to guess it was forced out of track because it just said corner cut on the NASCAR website. So. I'm gonna guess he got forced out by someone in NASCAR. I don't know why, but they gave Briscoe the penalty. So it says to Briscoe for cutting the course, even though he probably got forced. While Cindric and Growler both spin. Lap 65. This is what I'm gonna put on the screen. Joe Logano, Kyle Larson, Kurt Busch both goes off the track. This basically triggered the first and only overtime, and I mean, I think all three of them were having a very rough day at COTA. So I mean, it's just a race. I actually don't know what happened. All I know is that Logano, Lawrence, and Kurt Busch had a terrible weekend, and all of them go off the track onto the gravel trap and had to restart. But that's just how the way it goes. On a lap 69 on the final lap, Ross Chastain wins the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix after moving AJ Allmendinger out of the way. There's a bit of a controversy going on there. Uh, should um, should Chastain be that aggressive against Allmendinger? I mean, it is just. I mean, he is racing for the last lap, but definitely disappointing for Allmendinger. I really wish he would have won that, but I mean, we also get to see our first-time winner of Ross Chastain, and finally Trackhouse also getting the wins, which is pretty nice. So there's that. So I move on to the drivers outside of the top 20. We got there's Daniel Suarez, who was our Stage 1 winner. What else do we see? Got Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Joe Logano, Kurt Busch. Is AJ Allmendinger, who's also down here, pretty sadly down at 33rd after getting spun out by Chassis on the final lap. And that's really all I think I can really talk about. But let's now move on to the standings. First off with the Truck Series, and Chandler Smith is still your regular season points leader and also the leader of the playoffs as well, only by 15 points in front of Ben Rhodes and Stuart Friesen, Zane Smith, Tanner Gray, Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, John Hunter Nemechek, Tyler Ankrum, Derek Krause ran out the top 10. Then Matt Crafton, Carson Hocevar, also myself, Grant Finger, Matt DiBenedetto, Timmy Hill, Chris Wright, Spencer Boyd, Chase Purdy, and Ryan Freese ran out the top 20. And here is the playoff picture from 1st to 10th. Got Chandler Smith, Zane Smith, Ben Rhodes, Friesen, Nemechek, Tanner Gray, Eckes, Majeski, Ankrum, Krause. So your top 10. And we know that Chandler Smith and Zane Smith are automatically in due to wins. Xfinity Series. 1 point separates Noah Gragson and AJ Allmendinger at the top of the leaderboard. Behind them, the 31 points back, Ty Gibbs and Justin Allgaier, Josh Berry, Alton Hill, Brandon Jones, Daniel Hemrick, Sam Mayer, Ryan Sieg round out the top 10. Sheldon Creed, Riley Herbst, Brandon Brown, Landon Castle, Anthony Alfredo, Brad Moffat, Jeb Brennan, Trevor Bain, JJ Yaley, and Mike Snyder round out the top 20. For the playoff picture, we know that Gragson, Allmendinger, and Austin Hill are automatically in due to points, and Ty Gibbs, forgot about that. Behind the four, so we've got Gragson, Gibbs, Allmendinger, and Austin Hill, then Josh Berry, Allgaier, Hemrick, Brandon Jones, Mayer, Ryan Sieg, Herbst, and Creed. Those are your top 12 as of right now. Finally, for the Cup Series, 13 points of a difference between Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney. Then Joe Logano, Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Eric Almirola, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick ran out the top 10. Kyle Busch, Austin Cindric, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, and Bob Wallace ran out the top 20. Playoff picture, we know that Bowman, Chastain, Byron, Briscoe, Larson, and Cindric are in. So in front, actually, in the playoff picture is Chase Elliott, then Bowman, Chastain, Byron, then Blaney, Logano, Briscoe, Truex, Larson, Cindric, then Reddick, Almirola, Suarez, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick ran out the playoff picture in the top 16. So that's really about it. Just a reminder that the next race for Cup and Xfinity will be at the Richmond Raceway. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.